isolation. That's the rule. Everybody. Right? It's staggering to me that we are letting vast numbers of people arrive from New York, from Italy, the epicenters around the world of the coronavirus. They arrive at airports in this country and they just walk out and they go wherever they want to go. This is lunacy. Just as packing public transport with thousands of people, many of whom are non-essential workers, is lunacy. And people keep saying, why do you give the government a hard time? This is why. This is our job. We're going to hold them to account over these ridiculous decisions, which are going to cost lives. This is not what other countries are doing.
We should be testing. It's what the World Health Organization said. And we do not have the tests. Robert Jenrick just told us we were slow in terms of purchasing the tests. And as a result, we haven't got access to the tests that other countries have got. Germany is testing 500,000 people a week. We are testing less than 10,000 a day.
Crazy.
Which is the target. And we're not going to get to our target until the middle of the month.
The death toll yesterday rocketed in this country. Rocketed. We're on the same trajectory as Italy. We've been warning about this for weeks. People have been, the World Health Organization was telling countries to do. Test, they said. So we stopped testing anyone apart from the seriously ill already in hospital.
And no one is suggesting we take the tests away from those who are seriously ill. No one is suggesting we don't prioritise the NHS workers. It is absolutely true. But if we could get our hands on the tests we need, it feels like we could get a hold of the situation.
We're not getting the truth from the government. They are not giving us the full story. They're not being transparent. Journalists have to keep going after them because they keep talking about ramping things up. They're not ramping it up. They don't have the tests. We just don't have it because we didn't order it in time. Germany is testing 10 times as many people every day as we are in this country. Germany is. We're the 6th biggest economy in the world. How did this happen? We've got 8,000 ventilators. It's going to be nowhere near enough for what is coming in the next 2 weeks.
And the next tranche of ventilators isn't going to be rolled out until next week. Meanwhile, we now know that a 13-year-old schoolboy from Brixton in South London has become the youngest person to die in the UK after contracting coronavirus. His family say he had no underlying health problems. They're waiting for the results of a post-mortem examination. Nick Dixon is at King's College Hospital in southeast London. Nick, we knew that the elderly were particularly susceptible. We knew those with underlying health conditions are particularly susceptible. And now we have a case of a young boy who doesn't fit into.
Saying, you know what, we've got to prioritise now the fit and young over the elderly who've had their time, had their lives. No, every life is as important. These are people's grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles. Everybody has the same right to life, and everyone's life is as important. Stop this nonsense about, well, it's okay, they've had a good life, so let's just look after the young and fit. No, that's not what we're going to be doing.
Although, Dr. Hillary, presumably there are hospitals who are going to have to make agonizing.
We were better prepared. It wouldn't be necessary to make that call.
Yeah,
Experts haven't made the right calls at the right time.
Well, look, back
we know
in
from the
October
times,
2016, exercise sickness.
Yeah.
This is almost, 3.5 years ago. They did an exercise preparing for what would happen in a national pandemic flu. And they found there would be an acute shortage of ventilators in the event of an
puts everyone into self-isolation for 2 weeks, and the UK does nothing. I just don't get it. It makes no... I mean, you know what? There's a shocking absence of common sense.
see, Jersey's still...
I think it's been a shambles. I've got to be honest with you. I don't like saying that. It's not nice to say that in the middle of a crisis, but the more this goes on, the more shambolic it looks.
But what's...
More than heroes. They're doing it with one hand behind their back, sometimes two, and that makes them even bigger heroes
and the
to me.
carers
Yeah.
and the cleaners, everybody
Everyone involved.
is having to tackle this
Okay.
without the right equipment.
We're all agreed on that, at least. Well, coming up, the governess from the Chase, Anne Hegarty, on why she's enjoying self-isolation. Some people are. Some people rather like it at home. It's not that hard, is it? If you've got a nice house, I guess, if you're lucky enough. Competition time first. Andy Peters has the details of a prize worth over £75,000. Can't be near their family. They can't be in the same room in some cases.
And his family had to
Chase's governess, Anne Hegarty. You're watching Good Morning Britain on ITV.
see in a moment.